Alright? When I say Barakatah Yahweh, both say Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Yahweh is the name of the Most High. Okay? Not Yahweh. Yeah? Not Jehovah. We don't like to say God, we say the Most High. See it? And Yahweh Shai, that's the name of our Lord and Savior. See me? Not Jesus Christ. What's that one? Yeshua.
Yeshua.
You know? Christ. So we say, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And we give double honors to our elders, a great millstone that taught us his truth. Right? The OGs in the truth, man. They're still with us in the spirit of the Lord. Right? And we give salutation to all the brothers out there teaching this truth. Sincerity. Alright? We know say we're coming to a time where things are wrapping up. When I say things, I'm talking about the society, man. Us being out here teaching in the street, everything is coming to a shutdown. We see the signs. Okay? We see the signs, man. We see the spirit. See how the spirit is moving. And we see where it's all leading to. Understand? And we see throughout the years, we see a certain man drop off out of this truth. Left, right, and center. Yeah? Why? Because they're not of the elect. It's all about the elect, man. Because we're coming to a time where a certain man in his truth is going to be tested. You know? They're going to be tested, man. Their faith, the words that come out of their mouth, are going to be tested. Get on 1 Peter chapter 1. Start from verse 1. It's good, man. It's good to read them epistles, man. Because, you know, this is all spiritual. Daniel revealed, saying, during the time of ancient Babylon, said there will be certain kingdoms, certain beasts that will rise on the earth, man. Okay, one after the next.
That's how the dream started.
Right?
Was that?
You had different kingdoms like ancient Babylon, you had Media or Persia, yeah, Greece, ancient Rome, and then from that you had EU, right? You had the EU, man, and then from that you had America. And that's the time we're in right now. That's the time we're in right now, man. Let me just say this. When I first came out in the street, I used to be unconfident. When I come out and see people, I'm like, what am I doing here? But now when I see the people, I don't see people. I see spirits. walking up and down. See all kind of different spirits, man. That's what made me overcome it. That is all spiritual spirits walking up and down. These are not people, man. Go ahead, man.
This is First Peter 1:1, and it says, Peter, an apostle of Yahushua, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia, elect according to the foreknowledge of the Heavenly Father.
The elect, man. Because this is what this is all about. The elect.
What have you got there?
They're the real Jews.
Why are you putting the Negroes?
They can understand that that's what we're referring to.
That's a racist, nasty word for black Americans. Negro. Take it, we should get it off for black American.
Even that's a nasty.
Okay, but Negro is, fuck me, that's bad juju, man. That is bad karma. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm not even gonna waste my time riding that guy, man. You know, he ain't gonna come to the Passover, repent and do them things, man.
Being called a Negro just as worse as being called black man when you're Israelites, man. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, being black. We should accept black, not Negro.
And what does he know? He's not even black himself, man. What does he think? That's a racist word. A word that you heathens you made up, man. But anyway, I said the elect, man. Alright? There's certain spirits that the Most High created that He selected, man, to be near unto Him. Right? Certain spirits that are near unto the Most High. Read that second verse again.
Back to First Peter 1:2, and it says, elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High, the Father, through sanctifications of the Spirit, unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahushua.
Hear that?
Grace unto you and peace be multiplied.
There's so much in that one little verse there. So much in that one verse there. It said elect according to the foreknowledge, according to our sanctification, okay, and obedience, sprinkling of the blood, Yahushua, man. According to the foreknowledge, because Mosiah knew beforehand, man, who his elect was going to be. See, you can't choose to be of the elect. This is something that the Mosiah had put inside your spirit. See?
Ephesians 1:3, and it says, blessed be the Most High, blessed be the Most High and the Father of our Lord Yahushua, who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Yahushua, according as He hath chosen us in Him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before Him in love. Ephesians 1:3, and it says, blessed be the Most High and the Father of our Lord Yahushua, who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Yahushua, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
See? It's all about predestination. I spoke to one nigga in the world, but he's a part of the church, guys, and I spoke to him about it. He said he doesn't believe in it. He doesn't believe in predestination. I said, yeah, but it's in the Bible though. He said, no, that means there's no free will. He says, there is free will. There's no free will. Everything is predestined. And he said he can't believe it because that means we're all robots now. What do you do with a guy like that? See, that's why certain people can't get it. They can't get it. I want you to break it down to them. How much 1, 2, 3, A, B, C style. You can break it down that way and they still won't receive it. Why? Because they're not, the Most High didn't, they don't have the elect according to the Most High foreknowledge. Right?
It's Proverbs 20 and 24, and it says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
All your goings are ordered by the Most High. The reason why that woman is with that man over there, because the Most High put certain spirits in her mind to get with that man over there. Understand? The reason why everyone's doing what they're doing is because the Most High put spirit in their mind. Do what it is that they're doing. Whether it's on their phone, whether it's on the internet, the Most High put certain spirits in their mind. Right? To go about their going. Their goings are from the Lord. But you can't control the thoughts that come in your mind, man. Your thoughts are of the Lord. You can control your action, but you can't control your thoughts. Something can just appear in your mind. Right?
It's Romans 9 and 19, and it says, that would say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will?
Yeah, you have resisted his will.
Verse 20, and it says, nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lamp make one vessel unto honor and of another unto dishonor?
Right, so a man turn around and say to the Most High, why did he make me this way? Because the Most High made you that way. Your hairline is the way it is because the Most High made your hairline that way. If you're this tall or this short, this wide or this thin, it's mager. So the Most High made it to be mager.
Oh my God!
Or thick. See, or muscular. Alright? See that? You didn't choose to look the way you do. You were made that way. When you were born in the world, you look the way you did because that's the Most I want you to look. Right? Whether you are born into this world as a woman or born into this world as a man. It's deep, man. Isaiah 60 says how deep are the Most High's thoughts, how unsearchable are his ways. Something to that part, something to that effect. How unsearchable are his ways. His ways are past finding out. What's that? How's that scripture called? Yeah, that's
this is Job 33 and and 12, and it says, behold, in this thou art not just. I will answer thee that the Most High is greater than man. Why dost thou strive against him? For he giveth not account of any of his matters. For the Most High speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction.
So, here is if that's one thing I think. There's a gang of black guys, there's one white guy. I hate seeing that, man. I hate seeing that, man. It just kills it, man. It just kills it. It kills the power, man. See, black men, you're powerful, but you don't. You give your ways to other races, man. You give your ways, you give your power to other races of people. You let other people intrude in your world, man, and dilute your vibration, man.
That's not thine enemy.
You're not supposed to let other races inside, man. So it makes you weak. The brother just read. Read that again, please.
Job 33, I start from 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not.
Right, because sometimes Most High speak unto a man, and because the Most High don't come down and say nothing to you. You might do certain things in your life, and you don't realize that it's the Most High that's trying to make you understand something, man. You're not spiritually conscious, man. You're not awoke. See me? So therefore you don't think you don't think nothing of it. Alright? But that's the Most High speaking to you. Maybe the Most High kills someone in your family. Alright? Most High might makes someone rob something from you or do something to you, and that's the Most High punishing you for whatever you done did. Make your woman leave you. Alright? See, the Most High speak once or twice, but man don't perceive it. Because man is carnal and not spiritual. Right?
Verse 15, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when the deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man.
He may withdraw man from his purpose. Because a man might plan what the Most High ordained. See? You might sit there and think you're going to be this or you're going to be that. Some next thing. The Most High ordained you, put the Spirit upon you to do whatever it is that Him intend you for to do. Understand? And when I was younger, I used to think that I was going to be all type of thing. Lawyer. You understand? Lawyer and everything. I remember I used to be in the library studying to be a lawyer. Look where I am now. The Most High withdraw me from my purpose and put another spirit upon me. to be in a situation where no person would want to be in. No, if they're in their right mind, well, not right mind, but because the people, the world, they have the spirit of the world. Withdraw man from his purpose. First Corinthians, this is chapter 2 when they go on spirit of the world. And then the spirit of the Most High. Where you at?
I will speak down to it. Say nothing.
Verse 12. Chapter 2, verse 12.
Okay. This is at 1 Corinthians 2 and 12, and it says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of the Most High, that we might know the things that are freely given unto us of the Most High.
Right. See that? That goes hand in hand with what we just read. With the sit on the Most High withdraw man from his purpose, cause we put the spirit of the world and we put the spirit of the Most High inside us, man. London? Huh? London, yeah. Yeah, man. See, so the Most High, because when we're using the world, we had the spirit of the world. When the Most High put a different spirit on us, man, to withdraw us from that worldly ambition, that worldly purpose. You know, going, finishing university, right, and having all these great plans ahead. You know, shaping up our hairline, shaving our beard. The Most High put a different spirit for us to stop doing all them things there. Alright? Doing everything for a woman. You know? Doing what our mom tell us and what our dad tell us, and which is all of the world, no? You know? Trying to get the respect of our brethren. You know? Trying to make it in society, man. Trying to get that car, driver license and them things.
So 1 Peter 4, the point is in 4, yeah? 1 Peter 4 and 1, for as much then as Yahushua has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind, for he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in the lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banqueting, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot.
Yeah, because that's good you brought that out, man. At first, when you read it, I'm thinking, why is this brother bringing this up? And when you keep on reading, I was like, oh, I see, yeah.
That's the point before.
If I read that again, man, that's good, man. That's good. Read it again.
The top. Okay. As 1 Peter 4:1, it says, for as much as then as Yahushua have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High.
Yeah, right, to the will of the Most High. See, that's the Most High in visions, in night sleep. And the Most High seal up the instruction to withdraw you from your purpose, that you may live according to His will. See that? You see how it's all binding up together? So we may no longer live according to this life, to the lasciviousness, you know what I'm saying? The undisciplined.
Rioting, revelings, clubbing, cannibals.
See, the most I put these things in your spirit, you put spirits on you, man, to do His will, to make you see it, to make you see what He wants you to see. Yeah?
It's like being a teacher.
Verse 3, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banqueting, and abominable idolatries.
Right, see, so that shows you that once upon a time we were living just like the Gentile, man, the heathen. Doing everything that they did. Adulteries, right? What else, man? Idolatries, man. Putting certain, things above the Creator. Like your woman. Alright? It's all about money, man. That money is your God. What else, man?
Wine, revelings.
All about clothes, man. Your mind is, that's what the heathen's all about, man. All about money and clothes and this of the world, man. And you got certain, I've seen certain black women that are into Buddhism. Like in central London, you got these Buddhists that walk around, call on the Hare Krishna. Okay, and that's one black woman in the Muslim, everything, man. You're Buddhist. You know what there's Buddhists? You know? Dressing up in them East Indian garments. Banging on the little drum thing. You're the black woman among them. You're making your head boom. You know? See, but if you're off the alert, the Most High's gonna withdraw you from all that, man. He's gonna pull you, it's gonna deliver you apart of that, man. Go ahead, man.
Verse 4, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
Right, because that's what we're gonna do. When you come in this truth, you're not gonna wanna do much, man. You're not gonna do the partying and the rest of the things people them do. Alright? Going out every Friday night, Saturday night. Alright? Why? Because there's a spirit of fear on you, man. Because you see the judgment coming, you see the signs. You know not to indulge in what the people of the world are indulging in. Because the scriptures say that these times will be like the days of Noah. And the people were doing what? Doing everything that the brother has read, man.